I want to bring in former State Department official Christian Whiton, along with former chief speechwriter for George W. Bush, Bill McGurn. Great to see both of you, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. Let's start with this. The cargo grains are manufactured in China, and they actually represent roughly 80% of the ones that we use here at U.S. ports. So China's dismissing all of this while Americans are very concerned, Christian.
Yeah, China always dismisses this, always says it's paranoia, always says we have a Cold War mindset when it comes to concern about espionage and cyber intrusion and things like that. And almost inevitably, it turns out that those who are concerned are right. This was the exact same playbook they used when the previous administration, and frankly, a bipartisan consensus in Washington, became concerned about Huawei in the previous decade. That's the Chinese telecom company, sort of like if you rolled Apple and the NSA and Qualcomm into one. And as it turns out, that company was very much part of the Chinese spying apparatus. So all of the software and much of the actual technical hardware that drives these cranes ought to be suspect, whether or not it's collecting data today that the Chinese are using, or whether it's simply collecting information that could be useful in the future. So I think there's a reason to be concerned.
Yeah. And Bill, when it comes to President Xi, the way he views the United States, the administration, the president as well, in a recent speech, he made some remarks, and I want to share them with you. He said, Western countries led by the U.S. have implemented all-around containment, encirclement, and suppression against us, bringing unprecedentedly severe challenges to our country's development. So that's the spin, that's the propaganda that's going out in China. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with. Look, I don't know whether the cranes are being used. Can be used. They're sending spy balloons over, and the playbook was also used in COVID. We have no reason to trust China. One, they lied before. They're stealing our software and so forth. So we have no reason to believe them. Second, they're belligerent whenever they get caught. Yeah. So no reason to trust their word. I think trust but verify is more important. What I'm kind of concerned about, I know there's a bipartisan consensus that we have to get tough on China, but I'd like to see it take the form of really getting serious and building up our military and building up Taiwan's military, because it seems to me those are the urgent priorities.
I think you're right. And as a matter of fact, piece in the Wall Street Journal talking about the fact that if there were conflict, Christian, we're not in the best position here in the United States to take that on. Not only would we be fighting for Taiwan, but we're also sending aid over to Ukraine. So we'd be fighting on two fronts. But also economically, we are so tied and so intertwined with China that we don't have the capacity here to necessarily produce goods and services that we need, that we rely on them for.
That's right. $19 billion is actually the backlog of goods that Taiwan has purchased. This isn't stuff we're giving away, as we have to do with many allies' support, but stuff they've purchased that hasn't been delivered. And administration after administration from both parties has said, well, we're going to pivot or rebalance to Asia, focus on Asia. The Biden administration said one of the silver linings of failure in Afghanistan was, well, we can at least focus on Asia. And yet every year we have fewer ships, fewer advanced airplanes, just move some F-15s out of Okinawa. The Wall Street Journal reported on this, and replaced them with nothing. As far as our dependence on China, yeah, it's very serious. The Trump administration put tariffs on about half of what we import from China, but a sort of strategic delinkage of our economy, what Bob Lighthizer, the former U.S. Trade Representative, has called for, that hasn't really happened. It can happen, but we need presidential leadership. You know, we haven't actually gotten a China policy out of President Biden.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Actually, he's been weak on foreign policy, and when President Trump was exiting office, was right about the time that he wanted to ban TikTok as well. And there are a lot of concerns about how that data and information collected here in the United States are used. But I want to get to this as well, Bill, because Jamie Dimon talked about things that are sort of keeping him up at night. And let me read it directly here. Quote, "The thing I worry about most is Ukraine. It's oil, gas, the leadership of the world, and our relationship with China. That is much more serious than the economic vibrations that we all have to deal with on a day-to-day basis." Your thoughts?
Yeah, he's absolutely right. Look, China's making a play with Russia. if they supply Russia, they would like Russia to be dependent on them, makes them stronger. And I think we haven't responded sufficiently. Again, I can't stress more. The key is a military buildup, a serious one, of our own capability and also of Taiwan's. And if we don't do it, not only, I think, does it encourage bad actors like China and North Korea and Putin and so forth, it will encourage other people to develop nuclear weapons on their own. Look, if you were Taiwan and it looked like no one was going to help you, what would you do?
Yeah. Christian Whiton, Bill McGurn, thank you so much for your time tonight. Great to see you both.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thanks.